Hello, my good people. So it's been a while, and I'm so sorry that I never updated you on what is happening to our container farm. But here I am. I'm so sorry, I've been worked up so much that month. Anyway, so our container gardening happened so well. I have been harvesting this azolla from the container severally without even saying, but and you can see it has even refilled this container again. So don't be lied by the color of the azolla from the container. Let me show you how it is looking like. Look at that, it's so green and it is so healthy as well. So the reason that it is looking like it is not green from here, it's because of the discoloration from the orange color of the container plus the reflection of the sunlight. But anywho, this is how the azolla is looking like. This is not what we planted, you guys, and I have told you I have harvested from here severally. So this was humic acid and cow dung, and that is how it is doing. So I've been harvesting severally, and as you can see, it's still doing good. Then we have so the water has been dripping from this point. So this is where the water has been dripping from, as you can see from there. So that is why it has reduced, otherwise I keep adding. Then we have our cow dung and TSP. So the words have been erased by the rains. Anyway, so the cow dung and the TSP, this did do good. It actually grew algae. You see, there is algae in the container. So that is what happened to this one. So this one did not do good at all. But I think it was because it was over fertilized. However, we have our TSP alone. So this is the one that had TSP alone, and this is how it's also looking like. Look at that. So it's having some discoloration because I'm supposed to have harvested from here, but I've taken a bit some time because I've been up and about. Anyway, here it is how it's doing. Let me fetch some and show you from here. Look at that. This is our TSP and TSP, TSP only, nothing else but TSP and water. And as you can see, it's performing good. The only problem is that I have this discoloration, which is turning out to be reddish because of the sun rays. The days that the sun was hot, it was hit by the sun and it became like that. Then we have, this was humic acid only. No, this was the one that had humic acid only. What was here? My goodness, I'll have to write this in the nini. Let me see if we can see. I'm sorry guys, I don't remember. That's why I wrote them, so that in case. So this was humic acid. I can't recall. Anyway, we shall check what was here. But anywho, look at this. It's also doing amazing, except that it is having some discoloration. You can see there is some reddish here because of getting burnt by the sunlight. But generally, it grew and it is green. Majority of it is green in color, and it is doing amazing. I love it. I've harvested, by the way, from this container severally. There is the way you know that your azolla has grew, it's by filling the pod, also attaching on these edges. That's how the water has evaporated, and that's how you know it has been doing. Okay, so this is our humic acid only. So this is the container that had humic acid only. And where this one has really been hit by the sunlight, I had even to push it to the corner there. You've seen me pulling from the corner. Anyway, so when the azolla gets burnt by the sunlight, this is what happens. It starts to turn red, the way you can see it here. And you can see some of it is trying to do good because it has been raining for the past like 3 days consecutively. It has been foggy, cold, so the sun rays were not as hot. So that is why it is starting to turn into green. So whenever your azolla is exposed to the sunlight directly, this is what it is going to behave. This is how it's going to behave. So to avoid that, put it under a shade. But generally, you can see even humic acid without having to add anything else, azolla is growing. So if you do not have cow dung and you can access humic acid, which is 650 shillings from the aggrovate. Our aggrovate, the aggrovate I bought from, I got it for 650 shillings. So you can also try that, a kg, and you will use that kg for several helpings or severally. So this was also I added this one. This was not in the experiment or in our container gardening when we were doing this. And when I added it, this was just TSP again. As you can see, it is also behaving like the previous one that we put together, and that is how it's behaving. But generally it has grew. Wow, I love it. I think I'll be putting TSP more. Look at how heavy that azolla is. Wow, I like it. The only thing that is happening here, it's because of the discoloration becoming reddish. So what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to harvest this, and I'm also supposed to remove it from here and put it under a shade, a place where there is no direct sunlight as per se. But generally that is how, and that is what happened to our azolla. So anybody that is not having the cow dung, but you can access TSP, you have our results here. This is what you're going to get. So TSP, a kg of TSP, remember, is the phosphate fertilizer. It goes for 150 shillings for a kg. If you cannot get the TSP, then you can get the humic acid, which is this one. You can see it's growing. Don't mind the red color. The red color is only because I have put it outside under the direct sunlight. Actually, I'm going to change this right now, and I'm going to show you without having to change anything. The only thing I'm going to do is to harvest a little bit without having to change any other thing. It is going to change the color into green, but it is going to take a little bit of time. But generally, if you do not have cow dung manure, you can use humic acid and you can grow your azolla there. So that's the result of our experiment, and that is how the azolla has been behaving. So go ahead and try it. Go ahead and grow in the containers. You can use my examples, and I wish you all the best. So this one I'm going to harvest and give it to the chicken. I like it. Super green. Humic acid and cow dung. Super green. So when you put cow dung with the TSP, it is overdoing it, over-fertilizing, and that is why it has grew algae. So these are the risks that you are bound to get when you're growing your azolla. So bye-bye, guys. See you in the next video, and remember, please, to subscribe, like the video, share, and also give me your comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you're doing it. Tell me why you've started it for. Tell me how your chicken, your animals are doing, and I'll be delighted to see and share and hear your experiences. So until next time, bye-bye.